Welcome to All Things Wrestling. I am Phil, and I'm here to fill you in on what I thought of last night's show, Monday Night Raw. Just a quick highlight recap where I just kind of scroll down through the official results at WWE.com. There's going to naturally be a link down below to credit the company, and we'll just go through it. So, Edge challenged Finn Balor to a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. I'm excited to see that and see how it all plays out. Although I am growing a little bit bored of the back and forth between Judgment Day and Edge. I'm not bored of them as a whole, just them against each other. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. There's a reason I'm not a WWE creative, because sometimes I feel like I rush things. Sometimes I get that stories need to flourish, but I mean, come on. Let's take a look at Bray Wyatt. I love that guy to death, but his return has been abysmal. It's been subpar. He himself hasn't been. I'm talking about the story and where it's going. Like, where is it going? Right? Like, what's this thing with Uncle Howie? I just don't get it. To me, I wish they would have resurrected The Fiend. Do a little something with some revenge on Orton or Alexa Bliss, but there's none of that. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked, but that's what happens with the ADHD, OCD brain. It's just all over the place. So there's that. I think it's going to be a great match. Then we had Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio fight. I almost forgot. It's a good thing I get to go to the recaps, because remembering everything off the top of my head might be a little bit difficult to do. And they defeated Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. Again, I've said this before. I'm really enjoying Dexter Lumis. I love that, crazy persona. I know that sometimes it gets overused and overdone. However, with Dexter, I feel like he has a genuine, believable look in his face, because you can just... you can try and have the look on your face. As you can tell, nobody's taking me seriously. But this guy, I don't know, he just has it. There he is right there. He's looking at me right above. He's watching over me. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that. Again, all great performers. Dominic Mysterio, I know, gets a lot of slack, or flack, rather, for being a slack in the ring. But I think he carries himself well. I mean, I think he needs time to flourish and potentially become something pretty big. But, like I said, he doesn't bother me as much as he did in the beginning, and I've already mentioned that. So, moving on with that, Omos threw Brock Lesnar out of the ring after he escaped suplex. I mean, I didn't like this segment at all. Absolute shite. Again, I respect both people as human beings. And I get that they're just following the script, so it's not even against them. However, it kind of made Brock look like, not saying it made him look like he was intimidated. Maybe they were trying to really bring Omos up, because this whole feud, I just feel like it came out of nowhere, because it did. And I'm just not invested in it. Obviously, I want to see it happen, because the Nigerian Giant is 7 foot 3 inches, 416 pounds. I want to see him taken to Suplex City. And then I want him to get an F5, because I know Brock Lesnar can deliver that. But the fact that he got thrown over the top rope, and then he's just like, okay, then I'll write the refs and Jamie. Remember Jamie from JJ Security, back when they used to roll with Seth Rollins? He came out, don't go back in, but Brock listened. That's the part I didn't like from the creative standpoint, is they didn't even have him at least try to go back into the ring, pull him out, give him maybe one suplex or something I don't know. So from a creative perspective, Triple H, you're the master, not me, or I would be in your shoes. They'd probably be pretty tight because I'm like a size 13 and a half, but that's not the point. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. But I am excited. I say that a lot, to see this flourish and to actually take place. This was a really good match. These are two people that I really, really enjoy. I mean, it's Cody Rhodes. I mean, what's there to say? I've always really, really liked Cody Rhodes, and he's gone through a plethora of gimmicks over the years, and he's just, to me, has really pulled him off. Then he went to AEW, did his thing there, wanted to come back. I was afraid he was going to get like the Zack Ryder treatment, a guy who I think is criminally misused, underappreciated, but again, that could be used for storytelling. I liked the match. LA Knight, hot on the mic. Cody Rhodes, really good on the mic. Was he always that good? I don't know. Never was able to really figure that out, because don't forget, they only have so much creative freedom, right? Oftentimes they got to stay on point. So when he was like under the tutelage of Randy Orton there, and he used to be with Ted DiBiase Jr., Million Dollar Man's son, for all we know, he was always able to deliver those incredible mic skills, but he wasn't able to do it. Anyways, great match. Liked it. We'll get into the stuff on the side. I feel like those are like the behind the scenes. These are like all the matches, so they do everything really nice here. Yeah, and then again, like I was just saying, Cody Rhodes gave a really good speech. That's actually what I look like, by the way, until I wake up in the morning. Yeah. Like, realistically, if I could just snap my fingers and look like anybody, it'd probably be Cody Rhodes. Yeah. Bronson Reed defeats Elias. So, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I know too much about Bronson Reed. I think he came from NXT, then he went away for a bit. There was like an interview done with him that I read super quick, and that helped him build confidence. He came back. Dude can move. And I love people like Bronson Reed, especially when they're talented and they can deliver in the ring, because we always have this thing in our minds that if you don't look like this, if you don't look like an Austin Theory or a Steve Austin or a John Cena, right? There's not a lot of a Dusty Rhodes or people looking like Bronson Reed that can always garner a lot of attention. But this guy is very talented. I just didn't like the squash match. I mean, it made Elias look weak. And I really hate when they do that, because Elias isn't weak at all. Like, not even close. But again, I'm not a creative writer. So what do I know? These are just my thoughts. And then United States champion Austin Theory defeated Angelo Dawkins. He went through some recent changes there with some weight loss and stuff. And very, very athletic. Very impressive. And of course, I mean, it's Austin Theory. Really enjoying Austin Theory. He really, for many reasons, reminds me of like a young John Cena. Even like with the tights and the color and everything. Like it's like literally wearing John Cena's attire, like back when he first faced off against Kurt Angle. And if we go back here, Trish got attacked in the back. Yeah, these are like the side notes. And then Paul Heyman spoke a lot. We're not going to listen to that because he'll make me look bad. John Cena schools Austin Theory. Oh yeah, that was that last week? Yeah, it was last week. That's right, when people were saying nobody cares. See, this just happened too. Otis. That was really funny, where Chad Gable was going around looking for Otis. And he was with the Maximum Male model, and he's got his jacket, the glasses, and he's all posing and stuff like that. It was goofy, silly fun. And you know what? You need that because it's entertainment. This whole spiel with the Maximum Male model and looking good and all that, For some reason, it just didn't. And they're a tag team. Like in the back of my head, I went to the Fashion Police. Tyler Breeze and Fandango. I love those guys. I used to love the Fashion Files. Fashion Police Files. Yeah, Fashion File. It was just silly good fun. I really enjoyed it, and they were legitimately very, very talented in the ring. Tyler Breeze is in 2K23. I'm happy about that. Fandango isn't. And he's also recovering. This was a while back from knee surgery. Was it knee or elbow? I mean, it's not the same body part naturally, but he was going through something. And it pissed me off. It reminded me of the whole Zack Ryder thing. Like, I always go back to that because that still pisses me off to this day. Wins the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, and then the next day he just loses it like it was nothing. It was like, well, what the hell was the point of that? Anyways, goofy, silly, don't know where it's going to go, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. That's the point, is I'm having fun with that. This was a good match. And then we have, again, Rey Mysterio refusing Dominic's WrestleMania challenge. I was really hoping, because we're like 18, we're just a few short weeks. Never mind the exact days. They're not too good with numbers. I just wanted to see something happen here. I wanted to see Rey Mysterio say, you know what? I'm done with this. You want this? You say I wasn't there for you? Well, guess what? I'll be there for you at WrestleMania. And I'm going to teach you some respect. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a promo guy here, but I'm just saying that's what should have been said. And when Dominic was like, oh, you weren't there at my graduation grade 8th party or something. You were never there. And then Rey Mysterio walked away, and Dom was like, yeah, that's right. You just walk away. It's what you do best. You should have said the least you could do is be there for me one time. You just said you loved me, which Rey Mysterio said, no matter what, I love you, son. It's like, well, if you love me so much, why can't you be there for me for once? You weren't there for this event. You weren't there for Christmas. You weren't there for my birthday. Be there for my greatest match so far against you, Papi. Whatever. That was cringy. I don't care. Let's move on. Seth effing Rollins defeated Baron Corbin. Again, love these guys. It's Seth freaking Rollins. I love the whole, I can't do it, but the whole move thing that he does. I've talked about that before. He's just great. Baron Corbin, just an amazing athlete. Incredible resume. And since that whole thing with the fallout with JBL, it's kind of been on a losing streak there. I don't know if he's going to go through some kind of character change again. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I missed the whole lone wolf thing. Like, he was just good at that. I don't know if a face turn would be something that he would potentially need. I feel like something needs to... I'm not saying I have the answers here. I feel like just something needs to give with him. And I don't know what that is. But, yeah. I mean, the moves this guy can do is very, very impressive. And then I've talked about this before. Chelsea Green came back. And in recent history, Asuka went through a bit of a change there. Bianca Belair defeats Chelsea Green. Asuka saved the EST of WWE from a post-match attack. And then she was holding her belt, dropped it, walked away. And then Kevin Owens, KO, my man, battled Solo Sikoa. Which is quite ironic when you think about it, because there was nothing solo about Solo Sikoa. No. His name that night, last night, his name was last night, Trio Sikoa. That's right, because there wasn't one, there wasn't two, there was three. And they all got Usi. the three of them on KO. And what I didn't like about that is we didn't have Sami Zayn come out, Cody Rhodes come out because of that whole camaraderie thing I talked about in my last video. It was the perfect opportunity. 1-on-3, it would have evened out the odds. A 3-on-3 could have been a match made for, you know, the Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania or next week. I don't know. Not necessarily WrestleMania, obviously, even though I kind of teased that would have been interesting because Cody Rhodes has a pretty important match, but I think it's also a 2-night event again. I'm just saying it would have been awesome for a couple of seconds. So the whole thing with Brock Lesnar not being able to come back in and do a little bit of a chaotic thing, which is what he's known for. Then the cops come out, you know, very Stone Cold Steve Austin-like with that kind of stuff, like not obeying the rules and all that. And I just wish they would allow Brock Lesnar to capitalize a little bit more on that, but they didn't. So Trio Sikoa, I didn't like that. The ending part. Not because KO lost. It's not even about that. It's just, I don't know. So there it is. There it is. And apparently there's nothing else to talk about there. So, as always, if you like the video, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Again, I do these, I mean, so far I've been doing these, you know, with every Monday Night Raw and every SmackDown. I don't do NXT or AEW or TNA and all that. And it's not because I don't want to. It's not because I don't care. I don't have time. I also have 2 other channels that I work on as well. I play guitar. I try to work out. Everything's like time-based, right? So I'm finding that this channel, yes, it is predominantly more WWE, but it doesn't mean that I'll never talk about the other team. It's like one day I could be drinking Diet Pepsi. Next day I could be drinking Coke. Actually, that's not true, because Coke will fuck up with my diabetes. And Diet Coke just tastes like rancid horse piss. Anyhow, that's enough rambling for me. You didn't like the video, by the way. That's okay as well. You can go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off in your ass. Once in a while, I put in like a little snippet, like a 1 or 2 second quick clip of something that's happened in wrestling, but I got a couple of copyright strikes on my channel already because I did that in the video. It might have been a bit too long. It was like 5 or 6 seconds. So I'm getting a little bit paranoid of trying to throw those in there. Anyhow, if you want to subscribe, I think I've already said that. Anyways, you know the drill. It's 2023. This ain't 2005. Hope you all have a great day or a night, depending on what part of the world you're in. Drop a comment down below. Tickle that algorithm. Talk about my bald pumpkin head. Share with me what you thought of this show. What are your predictions for Mania? What do you think of anything? Hopefully relating to wrestling, to keep it on point. And I'll do my best to reply. Take care. Bye for now.